lady who has taken up the mantle in the education sector and is doing pretty well for herself and generations to come.
My name is Lizzie Wanyoike. I'm a teacher by profession. At the same time, I'm CEO NIBS Technical College. I'm also the founder of the institution. I'm also the founder and director at the Emory Hotel in Kilireshwa. I am a mother of 3 and a grandmother of 9 kids. I am a teacher by profession, and I've been teaching all my life since I left college to teach in a high school. So I taught in high school for 1 year. I resigned. I started a family. Later on, after 2 or 3 years, then I was employed in a private institution, which was a secretarial college. Temple College was the largest, one of the big ones in town. That's what I managed for another 10 or 15 years there. I moved away from that and I started Nairobi Institute of Business Studies, NIBS College currently. I come from a village where we were brought up by a single mother, because my father was in detention during the Mau Mau era. And then when my dad came, we were struggling through life, but I managed to go to a good high school. And then at the high school, that's how I learned that there are better things out there that somebody can try and reach out to. So after Form 4, I never went back to the village, and I went to Nakuru where I did my first course, which was secretarial training for 1 year. And then fortunately, because I wanted to be a teacher, that was my passion. I wanted to be a teacher. I managed to go to Kenyatta College, currently the Kenyatta University, and trained as a high school teacher. I struggled through some bank loans, through some of my savings, and through selling some plots that I had purchased, small plots, but that had appreciated a lot. And I also had invested a little money in shares in Equity Bank, Equity Building Society, when it turned up to be a bank. That actually is what started me off. And so I've struggled through so many times. I can count, like being evicted because the person who had given us space in one of the prime buildings in Nairobi felt that the students were messing up with the lift, or they were maybe making it look like a low class area. But they were of course, yes, they were young, there were many. Some of them had never seen a lift, so they used to climb all the way to 21st floor and then come down. So it is true. But that was not reason to be kicked out of a lease. I went to court because they were going to just close me down and pay me out. I don't know, whatever they were paying me out. I told them I cannot be bought by another person. I can make my way through. So eventually I won the case. So I started, and by the time I finished my 6 years, I had saved enough now, and I invested in the shares and plots and put up this new building. This was in 2010, and then from that time we have grown, as you see, from there, from the resources we get from the corrections, and also mainly from the bank loans. And the banks have really helped me, both the Equity Bank and Family Bank. So I'm proud of that. And without the bank, I don't think I could have gone this far, because I invested in the bank, and then the banks are also the ones that are giving me a loan. So to me, it is a sweet struggle And being single, and my children now had moved out, they had traveled out of the country. I was alone, but I had some close friends who helped me a lot. It was tough because where I had left, because my marriage broke at that particular time, and I something I had never imagined it could happen. So it came to me as a shock, and that was bad. I didn't know I would be able to stand up on my feet again. I thought I was lost, but somehow I just decided never to look back and to move on, and that's what I did. When I looked around, I felt that that if it wasn't for my parents taking me to school, I wouldn't have been where I am today. And I felt that it must have been good education, because I went to a very, very good high school, and I went also to a very good higher level, also with very high standards. And I went to KU, which was also the best, where teachers could be trained. I felt that is what I should use to empower the girls, and also later on, of course, I included the young men. But initially, I felt that everybody given a good example, good education, is capable of moving from bottom to top. And what I have also concentrated on, ours here at NIBS Technical College, is education with the character. I know that you may be very well educated, but if your character is wanting, if you are in drugs or doing funny things that are not are seen as not progressive, you will not do well. You will not be employable. You will not even be a good wife. You will not be a good husband because of your character. So I felt that I should also concentrate on those two, education with the character. So everything I do, what I do with my students, I do it so that I can show them there are two ways to go. There is that way of getting lost, and then there is other way of moving from nowhere to somewhere. And also, this must be fought by you as an individual. I have told students and other people as well, because I also mentor others, that you are an individual. Your life is your own. When you get into drugs, it gets into your body, not the teacher who is shouting at you, not at your mom who is crying for you, not as your dad who is trying to fight with you. No, the person who has that problem is you. And when you die, we shall come, cry over your death, bury you, and you are done. We move on. Your mom will go back and milk her cows. Your dad will go there and back to work. So it's your loss, not your parents' loss. Once you get to know that, you know that your life is all about yourself. You are the person who can take you there, not me. I'll guide you properly. It is up to you now to choose what you want to do with the knowledge you have been given, with the education you have been given, with the advice you have been given. It is not for your friends, my dear, and no, it's yours. So that is what drives me, and I do that with a passion, and not only to NIBS students, but outside there, I go to churches, I meet women on parenting, especially young mothers who are bringing up their kids. And when I talk about parenting, is because I'm very proud of my children. I only have 3, but I wish I had 5. But all of them, they are doing well. They went, as usual, those days they were going up to the country, and when they were working there, they had nice jobs there. But when NIBS started growing, I decided now I am employing these young people here. They are happy. Why can't I bring my own children here? And I went there for that mission, and I talked to each one of them. My daughter was already married. I talked to the husband, and we discussed how it's going to be. And I promised them that I'll give them jobs and I'll pay them salaries, and they work like any other manager here, because my firstborn son did become a specialist in finance, master's in finance, and he worked in a bank. So he had done accounts. So I felt that he can come in the accounts department. In short, each one of them, my daughter is an engineer. She's the one who is putting up, I will show you the latest development here in the Emory Hotel. She's the one who was managing. She's the project manager. She's a structural engineer. She also did a bit of architecture. And my husband is the IT guy. He is the one who does everything. So when I go to talk to parents, I tell them that your children are the best assets you have. If you're in business, you're in big business. For you to make sure that your business continues on, it has continuity, because I don't have many more years to live. They'll take over. That's why I'm not scared of investing in NIBS. I'm not scared of borrowing money on condition that I would not want to leave alone for them to pay. So parenting depends on you as a mother, because education is for the kids and it's the responsibility of the parents, and the parents, they need also guidance.
Education will empower you to interact with people. Education will empower you to earn a living. Education.
I don't do it for money. Even when I go there, even I can go to wherever I'm called, I go and I don't charge any money, because I didn't go for training. It's a gift from God, so I give it for free. Emory came in with two reasons behind it. The area where that hotel is dominated by nice flats, apartments. People build and then sell, others rent them out. It's very prime for apartments. But then one day, I thought, if I put up, I am educating all these young people. Every year, thousands of students are graduating from NIBS. And most of them, so many of them are in the hospitality industry. Others are doing things that are done in any business. They are in accounts. They are in what? So I decided, why don't I do something also to make sure that I also give my own students employment and even others out there. So I decided not to put up apartments like everybody else. I decided to put up that hotel to create employment. That was number one. Everywhere I say what I thought about, because I did not know anything about the hotel industry. All I knew is I don't want to put this structure here and only employ the caretaker, 2 people, 3 people, and the cleaners. I wanted to create employment. And that's what I'm doing. I have employed very many people from all qualified. If you are qualified from whichever place. But of course, for my students, I give them priority for when it comes to internship, when it comes to job training. As part of their training, they go there sometimes for practicals. So that is why the hotel came in. I was not going there as a business as such, but you see, when a building or when a business comes up, you have to also now get money to manage it and to be able to pay the people who are working there. I faced many problems, especially when I was starting. I told you I had come from a broken up marriage, and there were some people behind it who wanted to destroy me completely. They wanted me out and begging. So they had tried to block. Anytime I thought of a name, I was so much interested in the other institution because I had done so well and it was famous. I wanted to have an association with something like that. So I would call it, just change the name into that name, they'll go and cancel it. Go there, tell me, go into the ministry. They went everywhere. to try and block me. And then that's when I decided to come with a completely different name. And that had nothing to do with them. And that one worked. The problem is getting the licenses. And in my lifetime, I didn't even know about bribery. It was still there, you know. And then some men would come and tell me, "Oh, see, we do it for you, you know. It's like we go for coffee. I make sure that you get the papers." That time I did not want to hear of anything. A man telling me we go for coffee. It wasn't anywhere in me, and I would turn that down. So I struggled. I remember I went into one office where I broke down into tears. I told them, now, if people want me down, I need to do this. Me, I don't know why you're asking me for money, and you are telling me I'll give me the receipt, then another, I don't know, 10, 20,000 without a receipt. I told me, I don't know, I don't want. So there are some people who helped me. They came and they assisted me, friends now from other institutions who helped me get registered. And because the people behind there, some forces that were trying to block me, because maybe they didn't want me to move on. But God was with me, and God knew my passion, and God was going to give me a new life in such a way that what I did in all the years of my marriage, I have done it. I had done more than 10 times what I have done as a single woman. So being single also has its, of course, I'm not saying it's the best. I'm not telling the young ladies there or ladies to be single. No. It can also be very lonely. It's not good. And, especially if you are not very social, life can be very difficult for you. Because God meant us to be a man and a woman to be together and to be friends. So life was not easy for me, but here I am. I managed to go through that. And when I started the institution, it became very popular because people got to see something different from what they were seeing those days. And so it became very popular, especially in business management. So we were offering an examination called ABE, Association of Business Executives, based in London. It was very popular. And most of those graduates were getting admission to universities very easily, because this is the time when so many private universities opened up. So I had booked so many students. Students were flocking in, evening classes. In fact, we had hundreds in the evening classes and more during the day. The UK recognized my institution because students were doing very well. They were passing exams, and then they were joining universities. One of the CEOs or the top people in that examination body came all the way to Kenya, and they gave me an award. I was given that award as the best training institution in Kenya and East Africa. This one, I was a guest speaker at Equity Bank. Equity Bank, they were mentoring their ladies because they were finding that the ladies are not so much developing into managerial status. So they wanted somebody to talk them, to tell them that, or to assure them that they are capable of becoming managers. This was winner Diversity and Inclusion Entrepreneur of Excellence Award. This one was voted by fans all over, from Europe, from UK, from everywhere who know me. I was given this by the business community, women community in Kenya. This one is the EY. This one, EY, there were several, but I was the winner, entrepreneur of the year, by EY, Ernst & Young. At the same time, during this top women, I was also given the award for Trailblazer. That one I kept it at home. The Trailblazer that I lead, others follow. Of course, within the best direction. So I was also awarded for Women Trailblazer of the Year. Yeah, this is also during the Top Women in Business Award. Together with the certificate. These are the official ones by the EY. James was the winner, first winner back in 2016 or 15, I don't remember. He won the worldwide trophy. So he still stands out as the first winner in Kenya. You see, the chief guest during that award was the First Lady, Margaret Kenyatta. She's the one who presented me with that trophy and the others. I couldn't hold all of them. These are just the normal ones you earn everywhere you go. Wherever I go, I'm given all this. My name is Lizzie Wanyoike, and this is The Grind.